Over 100,000 daffodils were planted along the Boston Marathon route after the bombings last year. And come Monday, runners from Hopkinton to Boylston Street will be able to see the bright yellow flowers symbolizing rebirth at every turn. I went out to dig up this story of hope. The Boston Marathon is one of the most inspirational days of spring. It's finally warm enough where thousands will line the streets for 26.2 miles, cheering on those runners, usually running for a cause, someone, something. It brings a sense of community and support to every town and city along the route. And this year, every step of the way will be a bit brighter thanks to the Marathon Daffodil Project.
I felt like we needed to do something to symbolize that we needed hope, and to organize the community to do something in the best interest to beautify the route.
Despite the harsh cold and snow of winter, the heads of flowers poking through the partially frozen dirt on Boylston Street are the first signs of strength, endurance, and the resilience of what lies ahead. And to Diane Valley, they are signs of encouragement that the project she started, Marathon Daffodils, is going just as planned.
Hopefully people will see daffodils everywhere they look. We have to rely on Mother Nature, and we hope that it will cooperate.
Although many feel like Mother Nature has delayed the arrival of spring, this past fall, Diane, along with top horticultural groups and volunteers from Girl Scouts to grandparents, planted over 100,000 daffodil bulbs along the marathon route in hopes that on April 21st, for 26.2 miles, an army of yellow daffodils will stand tall, greeting each runner and spectator this year from Hopkinton to Boston.
It's been so heartwarming to meet all these people in all of these communities that have volunteered and come out to help, and to demonstrate to people that people in the city of Boston care. And it was a way for people to express that they do care and that they do want to have this marathon to be a successful marathon.
As the first flowers are just starting to bloom in Boston, I sat down with her to ask her, why daffodils?
It symbolizes hope and rebirth, and we're hoping that it will cheer people's spirits on the marathon weekend.
And spirits will continue to be brighter for generations to come, as these flowers will multiply and come up year after year, a generous gift from all who supported the project that's paying homage to last year's victims and this year's marathon runners.
And I thought first I'd plant daffodils throughout Boston, but the support was so good we planted 100,000 daffodils from Hopkinton to Boston. It has exceeded our expectations.
So in the days leading up to the race, Diane, along with volunteers, will continue to hand out potted daffodils to those local businesses that were affected by the bombings, like this small print shop that has been on Boylston Street for 35 years and was only a half a block away from the second bombing.
And it was just a scary situation, very scary. Half a block away was the second blast, and you could see it. It was bad, very bad, very sad. My wife pulled people off the street into the store, and we all left together out the back door. Since the bombing, I've been waiting for somebody to do something special for, you know, the loss of life and everything going on, and nobody came by. Now all of a sudden one day, Diane Valley comes by, and she's got daffodils. And I'm like, oh, it's amazing that somebody wants to do something like that.
The generosity was so overwhelming that come Marathon Monday, over 50,000 cut daffodils will be handed out right here on Boylston Street. That way, spectators and runners will be greeted by a sea of yellow, representing hope and new beginnings, and a reminder that we are Boston strong.
Boston's definitely strong. And it just shows that life is going to continue. You know, if it comes from flowers or people, it just shows that everything's going to go on. You know, that's what we do.
The Marathon Daffodil Project just this morning handed out even more potted and cut daffodils to businesses and shops along Boylston Street in a show of support as we near the race. Hundreds of volunteers came out to help distribute the plants in hopes of cheering the spirits of all who'll be nearby come Monday.